The boat is sailed off with Star, the NPC, flapping after it desperately. So you head back to Leylon, which you reach without difficulty, and collect your 6 potions of greater healing. So
Nice.
as you head back into town, no, that's not H.
Well done, Dave. It was worth a try.
It was. You're given a short time to rest. Is there anything you would like to do while you're in town?
Was there not some? Was there not something?
Buying a rapier, replacing all my arrows, and trying to get an extra 20 arrows because I nearly ran out the last time. Rich, it doesn't give in the items list. It doesn't give the price for an antimatter rifle. How much is it?
You get me one, please.
You can't have an antimatter rifle.
Did we have stuff we said we're going to try and flog the peculiarities?
That's what I thought. Flog to.
You have a whole bunch of
Merrick.
Sahuagin underwater plate armor made of seashells and fish leather and things.
And a big bag of books.
And an enormous bag of books that you hadn't looked through. And there was a big sack full of maps that you hadn't looked through. That you grabbed out of the captain's cabin, and you just basically shoved everything into a big sack and ran for it.
We need to check them out.
Yeah, we'll have a peruse first, because it could be something valuable.
Is it all right if I drag my portion off this list onto my character sheet?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right, oh.
I would like one too, if I can find the list.
It's on the party sheet. You'll rapidly find out, Michael, that even though we've been playing over a year, nobody tends to know where anything is, and we all just kind of work around it.
Okay. Worries.
So if nobody knows where everything is, I can just steal everything off the party sheet, yeah?
Yeah. Well, that spell book, there's a spell book on the party sheet that has been there since the second adventure in Phandalin, about 36 episodes ago, and it's just sat there. That
I thought it was one that nobody could actually access, though. Yeah,
it's a wizard spell book.
So we might as well sell it, maybe,
you need to get the best price. You'd need a wizard because it's stuffed with spells.
I'd love it if I was a wizard.
What do you want to do with these tomes that I'm carting around?
I think we should have a look through them and see if, did I do that? That would be bloody brilliant if I did, and I bet I didn't.
What did you do?
Just check. Comprehend languages. Did I take it? No, I'm not that good. Damn it, I was considering that, and that would have been really useful right now.
The portion of greater healing just calls it a portion.
It's not I did. I'll idea them for you. Don't worry.
Right.
Well, is it worth us just having a look through that spell book, those books, and seeing if any of us can actually read any of it?
Yeah, absolutely. You get the books out, and several of them are captain's journals and shipping times and weather charts and that kind of thing. But one sticks out, and it seems to have a bunch of entries, and then there's references in a column next to them, and you figure out once you unroll one of the maps that also has a bunch of references cross-indexing to that map. The map has several locations on the Sword Coast circled, some in the Mirror of Dead Men, some in the forest, and basically scattered all throughout. But there's one circled with a big cross next to it, which is at Dragon Barrow. That's the only one you recognise.
Almost like that's where we should go next, lads.
Well, when you read the journal, I'll paraphrase. Basically, apparently the captain of the Dreadnought, before it was captured, was searching for crypts and mausoleums of various powerful entities, and apparently he'd finally tracked down Dragon Barrow because they were looking for a dragon spirit that they could use for something. You're not sure what, because it doesn't state why, but a note underneath says dragon spirit at Dragon Barrow is trapped. Maybe we can find a way to release it.
And is there a note under that saying some bugger got there first?
Some bugger got there first. No, apparently he was on the way there when the ship was captured.
And the ship was captured by the people who the anchorite people, as opposed to the dead people.
Yes.
I lost, right.
Well, I think it's worth keeping that book and the map that goes with it.
Yeah.
But if the rest of them are just sort of
captain's logs,
captain's logs and gazetteers, we might as well flog them.
Somebody might be interested in the workings of a captain.
Well, there is something to actually spend money on in Leolon, because there is a
beer festival.
There's a potion vendor that actually has quite a lot of important potions that you can buy.
Is it a portion of blessing?
Close is a potion of heroism which works about the same as a potion of bless, but it's 1,000 gold pieces per. Yeah, so potion of healing of 50 GP, potion of climbing 50 GP, potion of growth 150, potion of water breathing 150. Sorry, potion of heroism is 5,000. A potion of heroism basically casts bless upon you for an hour with no concentration required.
Very good. That's a bit cheaper.
But it is 5,000 gold pieces.
Are we able to ask the potion seller what does the potion of what's the one before water breathing? Sorry.
There's climbing that lets you climb.
Yeah.
Uh,
Is the next one.
water breathing, you know what that was.
Yeah. There was one I didn't know.
I've closed the page by accident. Potion of growth.
That was it. What does that do?
It's cast the enlarge spell on you for 1d4 hours.
Does that give you advantage on strength checks?
I'm not entirely sure what the enlarge spell does. You will have to have a look in the players.
It also makes the lady smile.
I kiss cry.
Right. Well, I'm going to keep that book and that map, but the rest of them, I think we should go around to what's his name shop. I'm terrible with names.
The one who speaks like the elephant.
Aubrey, darlings.
Yes.
Aubrey's trinket shop.
Nip round to Aubrey's trinket shop and see if we can do a deal on the rest of these tomes.
Can we come back to the potion then?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, so Aubrey says, like, oh, darlings, you're back. It's lovely to see you again.
Likewise, Aubrey, old son, and this time we might actually have something for you. Speaking of which, you got anything for us?
I will just have a look, he says.
Rick casts detect magic in the background.
Before he even does anything.
Yeah.
Rick, darling, you have nothing of a magical nature. I just checked. We just have a set of tools. Like artisan's tools, but it's not anything that you would be interested in, sadly. You've been unlucky and he's had nothing of a magical nature.
He's had nothing of a useful nature, but let's not split hairs.
Mm-hmm.
That is very true.
Right, I shall haul out all these books, apart from the one we're keeping and the map, and plunk them on the counter and go, what about them then?
Right, so there's a bunch of books.
And I'll tell him the story as how we came by them.
Yeah. Have you got performance? I'm just wondering if you could do a performance roll to maybe get a bit more cash.
Good point. Hang on while I have a look.
You could play a bagpipe while doing it.
In that case, if you don't mind, I shall perform.
Not at all. Please go ahead and I'll rate your Weasley little guts out.
Anybody want to help?
I can help, but I can't. I can offer the help action. I can't perform. I'm very dour.
Oh, well, I don't know. 17's not that bad.
17. So, did you bring a cart from the fishing village with all of the Sahuagin plate mail on as well?
We definitely were bringing the Sahuagin.
Yes, yes, we did.
Of course.
He says it's rather gauche, but I do like the pearlescent effect on the plate mail. That with the books and the plate, I could give you 1,500 for.
Ooh. I'll whisper over and say
that's 3 potions of heroism. That.
Aye, that's fine.
Oh no, it's not.
It's not the 5,000.
I thought from it was 500.
I did exactly the same thing for a lot of money.
Yeah, but perhaps there is some methods contained within that may lubricate your finances somewhat. Although if you do have, you've only got nearly 3,000 GP, so 5,000 is quite a lot.
It is a lot.
I thought there'd have been a couple of thousand, to be honest, but.
Well, I'm neither good at intimidating nor persuading, so does anybody want to say if they can talk him up a bit?
I will try to talk him up.
That was including your performance check, your oration of the great story and how he's interested. He bumped the price up a couple of 100 gold pieces because of the fascinating background that he can sell the punters on.
That was a good threat to turn to a fire elemental and walk through his shop.
So you have 121 gold anywhere.
Well, if you'll give us 1,500 for that lot, just divvy it up among the party.
So 1,621. Right, I will split all of that then.
Champion. I shall just amend my character sheet so I know what I've got and what I don't have anymore. Wait a minute, where that tomes.
Also, the clockwork amulet is sat there in the party for an unknown amount of time that nobody's taken.
The reason for that, I'll come back. I'm just be a second.
Right, so actually the party has 4,810 gold pieces, but they do sell potions, but they're only standard potions of healing, sadly. But they will have 6 of those in stock. Also potions of climbing, potions of growth. Right, so other than that, you visit the town hall, you speak to the growler to collect your potions. Because the growler's a very gruff dwarf lady who Rick seems to be a little partial to. She says, you've done well.
Of course we have. We're good at doing well, us.
You're at least middling to pass average, aren't you? Here, she says, and hands you the clinking crate with the bottles of healing in.
Jolly good.
She says, I've got, you probably want a rest, I'm not going to lie, by the look of you, and a bath wouldn't hurt, quite frankly.
Cheeky sod.
Maybe a haircut in some cases.
Thank you, sir.
But as you know, things are all kicking off around here. They're mobilising the armies up in Neverwinter. We've got perhaps the most important quest of them all. She pushes a piece of paper across the desk. I was going to tape this to the quest board, but quite frankly, it doesn't seem like it's worth it, since we all know who's going to be doing this. So the quest is in your quest tab. It's Clougy Lightama's lair.
Hold on a minute.
She says, now I understand that this is quite a risk. Green dragons are normally considered evil, but very rarely, people have been and spoke to her and come back alive. And she has many magical items of divining that possibly we may be able to petition her for the use of.
Or just relieve her of. I'll say that out loud.
But my advice is, see if you can pin down the threat on Leilon. It's coming to a head. If you can persuade the dragon to, have a go on her divination items, as it were, maybe you can petition it. I mean, she's a dragon, a gift might go down well, or I'm sure some of you are good at the old fast talk.
The wrong game. Yeah, right.
I'm not going to lie. I mean, that's why we pay 1,000 gold pieces.
Not even a potion of heroism.
Not even a potion of heroism. And then there was silence.
I think we should go. It's a dragon. We just talk to the dragon. It does the thing we need, and we'll probably have to bribe it, maybe do a side quest. It'll all be good.
Well, I've been looking for a way to offload this magical loot.
It's a good idea. Also, if people are trying to find its lair, maybe we should be the one to warn it and say there are people coming that could be the cult of the dragon, or some really chaps like the Harpers.
Or they might fancy some nice boots.
I mean, the Harpers come into your house, tell you you're doing everything morally wrong, and then sing songs at you. I mean, the Zentrum are bad guys, but holy crap, who sings songs at people?
I always play Harpers in Lords of Waterdeep, the board game, but it's only because they're green. And when I started reading about them, I was like, oh, they're really rubbish.
Yeah, they're just...
I've played it for years.
Well, right. I've got my rapier, so I want a nice big floppy hat, and I'll put my seagull feather in it until I find a proper feather.
Excellent. You look rather dapper. The epitome of a cowboy ranger? Because you have a poncho and now a big floppy hat and a rapier.
Uh-huh. I'm a ranger tier.
Oh, God help us.
Good God.
Oh, what have I got myself into?
This is very much the level.
Yeah, it only goes down from here. It doesn't go. It doesn't go up.
Pretty much.
Well then, like I said, I'll let you get a rest in a bath. You're actually employed as the Swords of Leilon, so you do actually get a small wage for it, but it isn't very much.
Wage?
It's like 20 gold a week or something, or 10 gold a week. And she says, don't let me keep you. I know the bath must be calling.
You say bath, I say pub.
We could do both. Order some drinks to be delivered to the bathhouse.
In the pub.
Unless you have any more questions, then...
No, but I would like to go past the potion seller and purchase a potion of enlargement.
Ooh.
Okay. Before the bath, yeah?
I am a dwarf. I feel like going against the dragon, it might be useful to actually have a... Oh, it now tells you what your biggest kill was ever.
Just out of curiosity, what would happen if you pull him off yourself into a bear immediately after you've taken a potion of growth?
I would say that the bear form would override it, so you would have to turn into a bear, then drink a potion of growth.
Pour the potion of growth into a bowl, turn into a bear, lap up the bowl. Done. Giant bear.
Basically, the target
Huge
doubles in
bear.
size and weight, so you grow from one size category to the next.
So Rick becomes human size. He's like, look at me, I'm enormous, and like looks everybody in the eyes.
And you also get advantage on strength checks such as saving throws, and your weapons grow to match your new size, which means they're enlarged and they deal an extra D4 damage.
You beast. Yes, you will notice if you buy the 500 pieces of gold, if you look at your inventory now at the top, you've got your coinage. You can't accidentally change it. So if you want to add or subtract, you click the plus or minus button. So to subtract 500 gold, you will click the minus and then type in 500 gold. It's so that you don't accidentally click while you're clicking around your sheet and
Okay.
do it. And I shall drag you a potion of growth.
Thank you very much. Honor.
If I could have 2 potions of healing, please.
They are just the normal ones, mine, Dave.
Well,
Oh no,
better
this
than
is
nothing.
150 quid, isn't it? 150 gold for.
No, it's more possibly. Just give me a second while I
Yeah.
sort Dave out with his potions of healing. That's a 9. Comes across. So you've got 2 of those, Dave. So you can knock 100 gold off. And
Oh, that's what I do.
I think I best buy some. I have a bad feeling that if I don't, I will regret it.
I think you're worrying too much. I mean, yes, dragons are technically evil, and
We're going to get eaten. How do I put the other potion in my inventory?
it's 150 for a potion of growth.
Right, I'll take 150 off.
Right, I'd like a potion of growth and a potion of healing, please, because
This
I
is-
die a lot.
Kind of awful. I have to drag it over and then click the ID thing. Right, so you've got a potion of potion of growth, and potion of healing.
Yeah. and
Earl,
the
you
healing
want,
one's 100 quid, wasn't it? So minus.
and Earl, you wanted what?
Growth, please.
Healing is 50 gold. Growth is 150 gold.
I will
Give myself
get-
about 50 quid.
I'll actually get 2 healing and 1 growth.
That we can sort out for you, my friend. Not one problem. There you go.
Don't.
You have potions of healing and growth.
Rick will just, after this, obviously get a bath, get delivered, and go to the pub. Get the drinks delivered to the bath. I'm just going to mute myself. I'm trying to sort something at the same time with my microphone, so I'm just going to mute it to try it.
That is
Very good.
absolutely fine.
Can I get 2 potions of healing and a potion of growth, please?
You certainly can, sir. You certainly can. Space effects code and portions, because I need to drag on action bar. Keep that handy for now. We'll bung that on there. Sengo. So are you getting rid of some of Sengo's many, many weapons, or are you keeping them all?
Yeah, I think I'm probably going to reduce the weapons once I figure the hell out of them. There's a lot of weapons.
Yes, Sengo liked his weapons.
Just working out what the hell off these are.
Mainly he just uses the Dragon Slayer sword because it's one-handed or two-handed. He can use Mighty Strike with it, using it two-handed, or he can use it normally. So mainly he just uses the longsword anyway. Because if it's Mighty Strike, it's got to be two-handed, so that has to be set to 2 hands. Right, I think I've got everybody's potions for now. That done. Potion shopping. Do you have a bath or a night in the pub, as it were?
I will do both. I will drink beer in the bath.
Right.
Beer in the bath seems good.
Yeah, excellent. So you head off to the inn. You have a pleasant evening sitting in a nice warm bath. You get the serving people to come in and keep topping you up while you finish off a good drink and feel much rested. I think everybody had a long rest last time, but everybody deserves a long rest for a drinking beer in the bath.
Yeah, but we've been playing now for like half an hour. Don't we need a short rest?
Yeah, that's true. We do have a warlock.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so you head out next day, unless there's anything else you want to do or any questions you want to ask. Sorry, I forgot to ask that.
I'll ask around about this dragon. See what people know about it.
Right, okay, make a, I guess it would be a insight or persuasion check.
While he's doing that, Rick will say to the other members of the party, "This dragon, she likes treasures. She might fancy that clockwork amulet that's been lying around for a while."
Probably a good idea.
A 22, is there any need for that? Shush, really? Right, so you ask around town. Most people, the commoners, only know legends, but you ask around at the traveller camp outside and you find an old woman who's lived in the area for quite some time. She is a chaotic, evil dragon, but she she does like treasure, and she does seem to enjoy conversation. So she at least likes talking to her food. But
Nice.
there have been several people that have managed to get in, and rumours that she has several crystal balls of different types, which is why that people seek her out. Her approximate location is now marked on your map to the south and east of Icespire Halls on the other side of the Sword Mountains, through the hills and into the Crypt Garden Forest.
All right, that doesn't sound scary at all.
Worst that can happen.
What is the worst that can happen? But yeah, like any dragon, she responds well to flattery, offers of treasure, particularly magical items. We've got this garage sale of magical items we've been collecting for several years. Is there anything that interests you?
Well, we've got this and we've got that gnome ballista.
I assumed you'd left that at Fandolin because you weren't carrying a big crate around. I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, we've got a spell book and an clockwork amulet.
Dragons love spell books.
Oh, that's a point. The glass.
So is there anything else before we set out with a hearty ho and a spring in your step?
Well, the only thing is I'm interested now about this hearty ho. Is she in town?
She is. She works down in the dock at the Umber Hulk Chalet.
The growler is the only lady for me.
Yeah, I obviously have this thing with the dwarf ladies insulting the men for some reason. Is there anything else you would like to do, or are we setting out now? Yeah.
No, in my personal.
Have you got a rapier, Dave? Is it equipped and everything? Yeah. It is. Excellent. Much better.
Anything anybody else wants before we head out?
A good woman to treat me better.
So no.
So yeah, every time.
Nothing realistic.
Kalash initially had a girlfriend, but it turns out she was the one that was about to bring about the end of the world, which got to 60 seconds away from the world being destroyed. And then his second great love is some kind of evil undead priestess who attempted to kill him and ran away. So, as you can tell, he's lucky in love.
Yeah. If he falls in love with anything, just kill it.
It's probably a good thing.
Not a bad idea.
That lady from the Zentaurum.
Right, so you know the rough location, and it's probably going to take, each one is 5 miles, he checks. Probably 2 days. You're probably going to have to camp at the edge of the forest. Okay, well,
yeah.
Again, so
I think let's go.
You set out, you hike off down the road past the Mere of Dead Men and head out into the lower foothills to the south of Axel. The weather is not as bad as it was when the world was about to end, but you can definitely tell that the weather is getting wetter again. So where it should be a lovely sunny day, it's kind of overcast and there's a light drizzle on the morning. But you reach the foothills and the edge of the forest without incident the first day, and then presumably camp overnight.
Yes.
But there's a lot of elves, so there's a lot of meditating going on. You know, have a meditation ring and pass the meditation stick.
I might just have a wee pint on the side of the camp then.
You spend a comfortable evening camping out, and then you set off through the forest the next day. You get about 10 miles through the forest, and then Shashalian, with his perception, holds his hand up for everybody to stop at you. It's a thick forest overgrown with vines. It's old, and it's got a weight to it, and he holds his hand up in the signal to stop because he's saying something.
I shall stealth into the nearest bush.
Yeah, unusually, Edigal disappears at the first sign of trouble into a bush.
I'll just magically bring forth my battle axe, plant my little feet.
Right, Shash, ahead of you, your keen eyes have spotted like a large shuffling crowd of obvious undead. The corpses are quite old, and they're shuffling towards the northeast. There must be about 20 or 30 of them, but they're not paying any attention, and they're slowly shuffling forward.
I pass this on quietly to the others.
I will stealth.
Are they generally heading roughly in the same direction as us?
They seem to be, yes.
Unless anybody fancies wearing their guts and trying to act like them, I think we probably just need to take them out.
Why don't we stop for 11s and let them get on their way?
Well, if they're up to what I think they're up to, they might be trying to either have more likely attack the dragon. So if we attack them just in front of the cave, it might make them more plausible towards us.
If we let them attack the dragon and then we swoop in and save the day.
Oh,
That's a very good idea. This is a disembodied voice.
yeah.
Yes. Even the mighty Ergal cannot see Kalash with his nat 20.
I think that makes sense. Then we're like the good guys.
Which is unusual for us.
But we are the good guys, aren't we?
I'm looking straight in the eyes and go, we absolutely are not the good guys.
We're not the baddies either. We're just a bit in between.
We're the good enough.
Okay.
The party name is also the Interested Party. The Interested Party is good enough. Because they couldn't decide on a party name when they were filling in their paperwork to Fandolin, and the headman said, I'll just write Interested Party for now. And thus, the Interested Party was born.
Actually, I was looking through some old notes the other day, and I found something related to the campaign where we were going to call ourselves something like the Reasonably Competent Half Dozen.
So you stop for a short rest. The warlock doesn't need it, but he just feels better. Long enough for the crunching to subside, and then push on through the forest. A short time later, another few miles, and Dave, you again hold your hand up, and coming from the edge of the mountains, again heading to the northeast, is what looks like a floating skull with dancing green flames dancing around it. And with it are ghouls. You recognise them because you fought them several times before, and it looks like there's maybe a dozen ghouls which are also heading off to the northeast. Again, they're not looking about. They seem to be heading in a straight line. They're not paying any attention to you.
Do I think there's a chance that we could get ahead of these lot without them noticing us?
I'd say let the dice speak for themselves.
Some of us, perhaps, but
I mean, they're heading to the left of you and heading northeast. They're heading away from you.
so we've got
in a
ghouls
slow,
to the right of us.
yeah.
And zombies to the left.
Much of what is happening, Michael, is it's either been related to the Storm Lord, which is water and lightning and stuff, or it's been related to the Undead Lord, which is all of the undead that's wandering about. And unfortunately, you lot seem to be caught in the middle. But one of the NPCs at the finale of the last thing did say, there's a war coming, dramatically before he rode off into the sunset.
I'm just wondering...
we get ahead of them and warn the dragon they're coming?
Yeah, maybe if a druid turned into a bird that could fly really fast there, warn the dragon.
Well, look at me.
I wasn't. I was looking at the other gnome.
What no?
I could turn into a bird, but it would have to be a roadrunner. I haven't seen one of them.
You've seen the seagull. Seagull seems to be a popular option.
Yes, but I'm only third level druid. I can't actually do the seagully thing. I can turn into one.
Oh yeah,
look pretty.
And wander along the floor.
Yeah.
Model. That's probably not a bad idea, warning it, because
Just
actually,
rip
then if
the
we
head off.
fought with it, but there's no point destroying them at the minute because then there would be no benefit to
We wouldn't
us.
look so good. We need them to see that our heroism.
This is true.
I mean, if you can talk way Rob into doing it, I don't mind going with him. I shall turn into a pine marten and scamper along the floor.
Could you not stay as a gnome and ride him?
You take that back.
Sorry, let's play.
It's not that sort of game.
I'm thinking of the is it a pixie in Pratchett that rides the bird as like the aerial division?
Oh, you mean like if he turned into a giant eagle and I hopped on his
Yeah.
back? Yeah, well, I suppose. But I don't know how comfortable I am deciding where Rob's fate without him chipping in. I mean, if that's what people want me to do, I'll do it. But
I mean, it's easy. It will be easy. You can see the way these undead are shuffling. They're not running full tilt. You could easily outpace them on foot if you want to get ahead of them. You would just have to take a slight detour away from them for a little while. But you've got an awesome tracker who will be able to keep you on track. Isn't that right, Josh Alien?
I think we'll try for that.
Has Bracey gone? Like,
No, mate.
all right.
Let me see. It's just like seagull, fire metal, seagull, fire metal. I can actually hear his head ticking over.
Oh, that might be.
you say I wasn't. I don't know. I just would have felt happier if you made the decision about what you were going to turn into.
Well, Shush, don't you have an overland ability thingy anyway?
I think so. I'll have to check.
Would this count as difficult terrain?
Natural Explorer. Yeah. So Shash, assuming you've got forest, you've got a choice of 3 terrains. So so you've got 3 different terrains that you're a natural explorer in.
Yeah, one of them's forest, aye.
Oh yeah, of course it is. Yeah, it's always been forest. He says, tap frantically typing in. Good difficult terrain doesn't slow your travel. You can't become lost except by magical means. You remain alert to danger. So yeah, easily, Shash, you could guide the party through this forest without a problem.
Would we get impediments for difficult terrain, etc.?
No, it is ranger ability. It's the whole party.
Oh,
While traveling for an hour or more in your favorite terrain, you gain the following benefits. Difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel, so you can glide through the trees as unencumbered as a seagull at the beach. There's a lot of seagull metaphors in this game.
Whose hair is seagull-like?
It was
Looking at the tokens, there's a few possibilities.
It was a wee Rab thing. He leapt majestically off a cliff and turned into a seagull. And he was only 4th level, so I could have said you can't change into a bird yet. But it was much more majestic to have him turn into a seagull, then fall Wile E. Coyote style, head first, taking 2d6 damage, because I knew it wouldn't kill him, and landed on his head. So there's a lot of seagull jokes.
there are.
Chuckle, and indeed chuckle. Yeah, so with Dave's rangery abilities...
Right.
You could easily outpace them and go
Let's
around
do that then. He's a bloody good ranger. Let's go after him. We'll get that dragon first. Wanna fight those buggers with a green dragon on our back. Bish bash bosh. You can look in our crystal balls and we're back in Leylon for a few pints.
I'm good. The important part of the plan. Pints.
Obviously.
Pints. So, swiftly you travel through the forest. You spot a few more Roman packs of undead, always heading roughly northeast. You arrive at where you've been described, Old Gnawbone's lair, but because of Dave's natural doodah it's easily for him to find it. I'm going to throw you a map up for now. Don't worry, Andy. There are bushes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Good man. Like a bit of bush.
Allegedly. Right, so you arrive outside of this large cave entrance in the side of the mountains, right up against the edge of the forest. Outside, you see a pack of zombies and skeletons and lesser undead assaulting what appears to be an escarpment with 4 or maybe more, you're not sure, green-clad humanoids dressed in sort of robes. One wears a snake around his neck and has a crossbow, and they're shooting down from the escarpment directly ahead.
Right, so there's people shooting down from the top of the wall onto these selection of undead. One of them is from Live and Let Die. Okay.
Live and Let Die?
Got a big snake on him.
Yeah. He looks kind of like Bruce Spence. So basically ahead of you, can you all see the map okay?
Mm-hmm.
The map, yeah.
You can't see these guys.
Yeah,
Many
I know.
bushes.
You can see some bushes, but ahead of you, you should see the edge of a cliff directly ahead. And there's a bunch of undead sort of clustered around the bottom. Some of them have gone in through that cave entrance to the right, but that does not seem to be protected. And there's also an escarpment to the south, which is higher up, which is 40 feet in the air. You're looking ahead, which is 20 feet. And either side of the escarpment is 2 what looks like large stone statues. If you wish to attack the undead to help them, that's fine. We're not going to have a battle because they're mostly zombies and skeletons. So it's just a matter of chopping through them. It's more of a narrative encounter rather than you running through and spending an hour killing 1 and 2 hit dice undead monsters. But you wish to sneak into the tunnel ahead to the right, or charge into the back of the undead at the foot of the escarpment.
Do the kill the undead thing because, undead, and that might make fast friends of the people ahead of them.
Yeah.
And sneaking seems to not really be something I do.
No.
I will stealthily start murdering my way through zombies.
I will not so stealthily start murdering my way through zombies.
I will snipe at the zombies from inside my bush.
Right, so over the course of several minutes, you start to mow down these zombies, and you see ahead of you at the top of the escarpment these 4 figures that are shooting down crossbows. So after dispatching this small mob, one shouts, hops up and down, holding that crossbow, shouts, "We've been expecting you." You can see now they've got their clothes have moss growing in them as if they've been left outside. And Rob Edgar, you definitely recognise druidic symbols sort of painted or tattooed onto their skin.
Yeah.
Precogs.
So you have moved forward to end the slaughter here, except for Andy, who's in a bush.
Yeah.
Come on, you can't make me talk all of the time. Oh, Andy's in another bush as he zips across.
I will stride forward confidently and say, "We are here to speak to your mistress."
She says, the mistress knew that. The mistress knows everything. She's the eyes of the woods. She sees all in the Sword Coast. She saw you'd come and help.
Well, as you say, she's already seen it. Does that mean she's going to let us in and have an audience?
She says, yes, I'll come help. Lower down a ladder. So they pull out a rope ladder, which they roll down at the front of this. Or you could try your luck through the cave entrance to the right. Strong party like you. Sure you'd be fine.
No, we'll just have the ladder.
So you climb the escarpment, presumably?
Yes, but first I will give this lady a salacious wink.
The druidesses appreciate it mightily. In fact, the one holding the crossbow has been doing the talking is positively hopping up and down as you climb the ladder.
I would be careful about them. One of them is called Delis Venom Cauldron.
Do you recognise what species they are?
They are different species. I believe one of them is an elf. One is a young human. Let me have a look.
Very few hit points.
Let me guess, the one with the crossbow who's giggling a lot is a half-orc.
No. Argena is the leader, tall, thin human in her late 60s who covers herself in green body paint and little else. So it's an almost naked 6-year-old woman who's painted green. You can see on the side of her face, she's got like a stylized dragon jaw painting to make her look fierce. Delis is a middle-aged human with a shaved head and a face scarred with alchemical burns. Sargi is an 18-year-old human, and Zuri is a short woman in her 20s with wild black hair dyed with a streak of green. So no, none of them are elves, they're all humans. But you do recognise the druidic tattoos and paintings they have upon them.
Rick's going to look at the older lady and go, that Poison Ivy cosplay got a bit out of hand.
Right, at the base of this escarpment, the remains of ghouls, skeleton zombies, and other undead lie scattered apart. And you check your pass and wisdom scores. That's always good, isn't it? Oh, Dave, man, with your 17, get lost. Right, so are you climbing up the rope ladder proffered to you?
Yeah.
Right, so you climb up. They say, come. As you walk in, Dave, you notice that the entire surface of this chamber is covered with a fine green dust that puffs up as you walk across it.
I hold my breath and tell the others, be careful.
I'll cast Detect Magic.
There's so much magic. So much. Everything's got a low-level radiation of magic. You can see that in this room is a bunch of large stone statues of various female humans.
Really realistic-looking statues.
Right, can we have some Constitution saving throws, please? DC 15. So, because Dave just mutters, be careful.
No, I cannot.
Yeah, no.
And I tied me hanky around my face.
I clicked twice for some reason, but I rolled the same number both times.
Oh,
Impressive.
Nicely done. Right, so Sengo and Kalash and Rick and Egel, you start to feel a little lightheaded, but in a pleasant way as you walk across this cavern. In fact, you see some of the dust puff up in the air, and you hold your hand out and you watch as these tiny green flecks of dust fall down on the back of your hand, and you turn your hand over slowly, and then you realise that several of the other party members are looking strangely at you as you pull yourself together.
I shall grin at the rest of the party.
She says, it's the lady's blessing, just go with it.
I'm going with it, lads. I'm fine.
I'll be moving in here.
I'll probably start to plait my beard as I walk past.
Right, as you walk past, she says, this way. See the lady. Come and see the lady. You hear strange animal noises coming from within the cave. Rick, you frolic to the south.
I don't think he's ever frolicked before, but fair enough.
So this dwarf, this heavily armoured dwarf, does a passable interpretation of a frolic. Edigal, to the northwest, you dance off towards one of the statues that catches your eye. It seems to be mildly euphoric.
I'll whip out me bagpipes and play a tune. Do I
Right.
need to roll performance?
You may roll performance if you like.
Just so you know how bad it is.
Kalash rolls. Oh, you go straight north. You don't. Luckily, oh no, it's outstanding. Obviously, being drugged up seems to agree with you, sir. So Kalash goes straight north, and you take hold of the statue and dance around the statue. It's like the slow mo in the Dread film. Everything's just a little bit sparkly and Sengo.
So pretty much how I'm feeling at the moment.
South. So you head off to the south, Sengo, and attempt to dance with Rick, or
I will head off to the south, cloak billowing.
Your cloak billows and pretty.
Oh yes, my billowing cloak will billow, and I will attempt to dance with Rick.
Rick.
Very large eyes on while this is happening.
Yeah, Rick's gone all Looney Tunes. His pupils are like huge. Luckily, nobody has danced back off the top of the escarpment, so that is all right. But a minute or so later, the effect seems to start wearing off, and you feel much less befuddled. The druid ladies are all standing around, smiling and seemingly enjoying your performances. You realise that Rick and Sengo were actually dancing together. Kalash was dancing with a statue, and Edigal seems to have gone off and seems to be examining the herbs up to the north.
I'm going to bend down and tie my shoelaces and see if I can surreptitiously shovel some of this green dust into a small pouch.
Go on, make a sleight of hand check.
Like that. 11.
Right. You think you've been quite quiet while you shovel handfuls of dust, but then again it says, take as much as you want, it's fine. The lady's quite happy to share the love. Share the love. The snake sort of goes as it curls its way around her shoulders.
Yeah.
And then she says, come, now that you've had your fun, come and view the slime pools. They are amazing.
Aye, right.
So she takes you over to a giant set of slime pools that fizz and pop and look a little dangerous, I want to say.
I think we're here to meet your madam. No look at slime pools. No for us, thanks.
She says, yes, this is the way to the mistress. And I'll just pop out. You see her sitting opposite.
You think I'm plunging through that pit?
You see her lying curled opposite in a cavern. It's quite far away, but she's so enormous. You've seen a dragon before. You fought a dragon and killed a dragon. That was about 30 feet long. This is maybe 150 feet or longer, and has an incredibly inspiring presence. She says, gather round, we'll need to bless you with the lady's blessing. And they sort of hold hands, all the druids hold hands, and she says, come on, and she dances about a bit and says, come on, hold hands, everybody hold hands.
Why not?
Do we have to go in that slime pool?
We have to cross it. You don't have to go in it.
All right, I'll stick my hand out.
Yeah, I'll hold hands with them then.
See if I can hold hands with the young druid.
Oh, they're all quite happy to hold hands. Not the almost completely naked green painted one.
No.
Right. So on the two islands, you see a further two statues, and they cast water walking upon you, and then they begin to skip and lead you this way, this way, this way. Don't put your hand in; it'll burn it off. As they skip across the slime pools to the northwest. You're starting to get the feeling that these people are either stoned or mad and stoned.
They're not completely all right, but
Go with the mad and stoned.
yes.
Or maybe
Right.
mad because they're stoned.
Rick, the vines directly above the slime pool radiate an aura of transmutation magic.
Interesting.
And you skip across the surface of the water. Well, this dark green slime, the water walking spell works on it, and it seems to work. You manage to get across it okay. Is that a line of sight? Do we have line of sight? You can see the big dragon at the back there. And she leads you through the cavern to the northwest. Keep up, don't fall behind. Anybody else weirded out?
Yeah.
Once back on dry land, You head round the corner into a cavern. Vines on the north and south wall of this cavern form almost perfect circles around 20-foot diameter patches of moss. The oddly glowing green growth on the north wall depicts a city map, and the south wall displays a map of the Sword Coast. Both maps are dotted with draconic runes.
Interesting.
There are so many.
I've moved myself across, but then it stops and makes you authorise it.
Yes, I'm moving across to Earth. I'm moving people as fast as I can.
I'll just move myself out the road and give you a bit more space. This looks like a nice enough place to die.
The city looks like it could be water deep. It's certainly large enough. And like I said, there's little glowing phosphorescent dots.
They seem to tie up to anything in particular?
Not terrible.
Nothing that you're familiar with. And then the druidesses finally lead you into a large cavern containing the enormity of Cloggart Mire, whatever the hell she's called. Old Norfang. So you quickly look at these two maps on the wall, apparently made of moss. You're led into the dragon's lair. She is curled comfortably around her front two claws crossed in front of her, and she looks at complete ease.
Yeah.
Small puffs of foul-smelling green gas emit from the nostrils of a titanic dragon with dull olive scales. The tips of her massive wings and the edges of the frills along her head and spine are black with age beyond mortal reason. She stares into 4 glowing crystal balls, her serpentine face curled into a wicked scowl, around a humanoid femur bone poking out between her teeth. So like a toothpick, but it's a humanoid femur bone.
Oh, that's a bit frightening.
As if to tell you, like, this is the readout box text. Attacking such a powerful being would almost surely result in your demise. Wow, do you have no faith in the PCs? Of course they're not going to attack her.
Oh, well,
I'll
I'll cast Chromatic Orb.
You cast Chromatic Orb. Do you roll for initiative?
No, I won't. I love the way that when some of these scenarios they put things in like that, like as if we would.
Yeah, that never happens.
It's 150 foot long, for goodness sake.
So we're going to need to spread out to cut it all up.
Pretty much.
Yeah, for once, let's not be stupid.
Please, come in. I saw you, and she gestures with a large claw at one of the crystal balls in front of her. I believe you were wishing an audience with me.
Right, so who's best at talking?
Earl's always good at talking.
I will talk to the lady.
Performance, perhaps?
Oh, no, I will use intimidation.
Oh, no, don't.
You big green bastard. No.
Or Sengo. Sengo's already half drawn his dragon slaying sword, and he's looking at which bit to hit.
I'll talk. My lady, we respectfully request your help.
So it would appear. And although you look delicious, and she rolls the human femur around her mouth like somebody who rolls a toothpick backwards and forwards, it would seem we may be able to strike an accord.
I'm most gratified to hear that, my lady.
What is it you desire?
We request aid. We would like you to use your fancy crystal balls to help us know about the war that's coming.
And the threats that face Leylon.
Ah, yes, the coming war. Pray tell, is there any juicy tidbits of gossip from Leylon? I don't have any of my eyes as such in Leylon. Perhaps one of you would be happy to act as my eyes.
I will do this.
Wow, well, don't even think about it. You just.
I am already in the Zentarum, and that doesn't seem so bad.
Oh, you're in the Zentarum. That's fascinating.
Yes, but it's a secret.
I can tell you're obviously a man that's very good with secrets.
Well, it is given that I will have to betray them because I am in Zentarum. If I did not betray them, where would the sense be? It seems a very odd organization. I know this, but...
I didn't realise. Look, there's actually graphics for crystal balls on the map. Ooh. Right, further at the back of the chamber, you can see what looks like a semi-translucent wall, like some of that dwarf glass you might have seen, and behind it billows great clouds of green smoke. But she doesn't mention that. You can just say that to the west. And she says, so tell me, what happens in Leylon nowadays?
Not very much. It is a very boring town.
Tell her about the shop and the problem we had with that.
Tell her about
I'll nudge Rick and say, tell her about your girlfriend.
Well, I'll kind of mumble a bit and just go, well, that's a very nice, she's very efficient at organising things, and she's in charge. Calls herself the Growler, I think, because she growls at people. That's about it. Your respectful dragon you worshipness, thank you.
The dragon begins to roar, and then you realise she's actually chuckling, and she says, "My good dwarf, you're blushing under all of that beard."
As you see. He tries to not even catch your eye, really, at this point.
I must drop in on you and the good lady. She says, "Very well. You have piqued my interest in the affairs of Leylon. And as it happens, it does kind of align with some of the small problems I seem to be having with myself. Quid pro quo, you scratch my scales, I'll scratch your scales, that kind of thing. As you can probably tell, that dog, Uller and Mortis, is sending undead against my lair at regular intervals. And I'm unable to scry where the commander of the undead is. Perhaps if you could deal with said person who was summoning all of this undead, I will gladly scry for you."
I will gladly do this, my lady. Just
I'll
to show him the error of his ways in underestimating your reach and power.
tell him about the groups of undead, including this giant flying skull heading towards her.
So there's more coming, yeah.
Yes, they've been coming every day without fail. We send out the owlbears, we let the strangler vines at them, but still they come. If you could possibly deal with this undead, it would be very helpful to me, and I would happily scry for you.
Consider it done. Would you know where we could find them?
Sadly, for some reason, she's shielded from Crystal Ball's scrying, but the closest place I believe you could search is to the east.
She's not a half-orc lady, is she?
I've no idea.
You want to bet that she is? Because my life seems to push me in these directions. It's almost as if the gods are having
Rick, you've still got your detect magic up,
Yeah.
and it's going absolutely mental in here. The 4 crystal balls are practically blinding. The transparent wall is blinding. The dragon's blinding.
I might have to drop it because it's going a little bit too mental.
She said to the east, but you realised that they were coming from the southeast. The southwest, because they were heading a direction perpendicular to you. So maybe you could backtrack them. If you had any kind of decent ranger, that is.
I was going to say, so Stallion can track them.
This
Not even
sounds
drinking,
like-
and I can't speak.
Indeed, why aren't you drinking?
Well, yes,
Yeah,
you've agreed in principle. Do you say
Yeah.
anything else or request anything else? Or
Well, we'll be coming back, won't we? Once we.
Yeah.
she's
If we survive, we will return.
Yeah.
Presumably, yeah, it would be.
It's a big presumption we'll survive, but yeah.
Thinking that there's nothing. We came here to. I might blush slightly while I'm asking it and kind of not look her properly in the eye, but just say, once we track this undead, is there anything that you could give us that might give us an advantage? Like any little fancy magic-y thing that might, help us get rid of them? Might as well see if there's anything.
She says, "Well, I smell a lot of magic about you, and if you can't deal with just a little necromancer and her undead minions, then I guess I'm probably talking to the wrong group of people, to be fair."
Yeah, but the magic that's about us is mostly trivial sundries. Below my cloak.
That's very impressive. I didn't realise I'd left a window open here.
Right.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that. And as she says this, this swirling cloud dissipates just a little from behind this semi-translucent wall, and you can just see this enormous pile of gold coins, 4 statues in the chamber, and a pile of gold coins that surely, if you stack them up, would be the size of a house. You realise, obviously, that dragons are quite fond of their hoards, and part with even the smallest bit is the biggest pain to them. It's mainly because there's nothing for them to spend their money on, so it just kind of mounts up. It's been D&D.
Once you've bought a few potions of heroism.
Exactly.
What else do you spend it on?
Yeah. A nice slime pool, perhaps?
Surely that's not that expensive.
Almost makes you
Imported
tempted to say,
slime can
ask her
be
if she
very
fancies a
expensive.
game of cards.
A game of cards with something that can kind of see what's coming. Yeah, that'll go well.
Yeah, with 4 powerful crystal balls, yeah. Oh, I absolutely play for cards. Play cards.
We should do it on our return, or
Yeah.
we will be trapped here with the undead, or we have to get around them.
Let us try not to. I forgot which voice I was doing.
You're Scottish. I am the Russian guy.
That's it. Yeah,
I get there myself. It's very difficult.
yeah.
Very well there. Chop, chop, said the mad barbarian. Time's a ticking, and the undead will be arriving again within the hour.
I will bow to her, and I will turn my cloak the same green as her scales as I will leave to show my allegiance to my new mistress.
Yeah, Earl's just selling himself out to
Yeah.
admittedly
I am
evil dragon without
predictable.
hesitation.
Why not? What's the worst that can happen?
We got confirmation that she's definitely that evil. She might just be a bit selfish.
That's largely one of the defining evil.
We should go. Come.
Right,
I'll. You know how people push sheep out. I'll herd the group out.
Right, so you heard people out. As you're heading back the way you came, down a side tunnel, you see a large, pale, almost white spider blinks out of existence next to one of the druids. The thing's about the size of a pony, and it kind of rubs up against it like a cat would, and the druid scratches it between its 8 eyes, and then it pops out of existence again and disappears.
I turn around to the druid and say, "So cute."
She giggles and she says, "That's Tiddles." They're all bloody mad in here.
I'm going to turn to
We're
Archer
all
and
mad
go,
in here.
Can you turn yourself into that now?
There's a good chance you can.
That'll be useful. I'm not sure what it was like, but it was bloody horrible.
I thought it was cute.
Come in handy.
Right, so you head out into the forest once more, past the piles of dead undead.
Okay.
Or is that re-dead? Is it like refried beans? I'm not entirely sure. Once an undead's no longer dead, is it refried undead? Oh.
No, it's just a dead as opposed to an undead. I
Yeah, 'cause
suppose
it's
it
no
could be
longer
dead,
dead.
undead, or dead, undead. I'm very confused now. Let's just kill them.
Let's just kill them indeed. So you head out into the forest. Presumably you're going to try and make a backtrack towards where the undead were coming from. Dave, it's up to you. You tell me what you want to do.
We shall follow the courageous ways of our ranger, wherever
I
that
will
leads.
look expectantly in Russian.
First thing, it's up to you now, lad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
come on,
we're
Zeke.
going.
I'll start tracking these undead back to where they came from.
You have no problem whatsoever backtracking these piles and piles of undead. They come from very slightly different directions, but not enough that they're coming from lots of separate places. It's probably just variance in the shuffling. And
I'll also speak with small beasts to make sure we're on the right.
so you grab yourself a little vole or something. Hello, wee Rab. I'm a vole and I live in a hole.
Good job you're not a mole. We're tracking the undead that came past here recently.
Oh, the things that kill everything. Oh, they're bad then.
Yeah, we're off to fight them and beat them. Just point us where they came from, please.
Right. So he points you in the general direction. Dave looks just slightly insulted. He's literally pointing like a basset hound. They're that way.
I ask how often they've been wandering through. Have they been wandering through willy-nilly or in my large packs? Or
Oh, there's normally lots of them. Again, Dave's looking down at the tracks going, I'm right here. I mean, really? I'm right here.
Just double checking, Dave. Don't worry.
Yeah, so without much trouble at all, because that is just an insane survival doodah, what's it? You come closer and you hear a strange chanting, and I'm trying to find it. You approach a clearing. You see a large mummified, I'd say, figure. You're hiding in the trees, Dave. You may be 20, 30 feet ahead of the party to keep away from the quiet Rick. Surrounding it, maybe half a dozen spectral type creatures. So far, you've sneaked up on it in the trees because you're so awesome at rangering. Dave, this is you.
I'll head back to the group and tell them about these spectres in this mummified being in the clearing.
Mumra.
We should sneak close and then just blow them up.
Okay, that's it. We'll just sneak up and blow them up.
Daft question, but are we sure these are bad guys?
Is it somebody's new girlfriend?
Skulls.
Huh.
Did any of them look like a female half-orc? Because that is a dead giveaway.
No, I think you're thinking about that lass that got away and she worked for Talos, not Marco.
What were they doing in the clearing, Dave? Were they just standing around? Were they doing anything? What?
They're standing around chanting, probably summoning more undead.
That kind of thing, yeah.
In all fairness, that does sound like something that we just want to go and kill.
Yeah, a strange mystical chanting in a dry crackling voice and a rank smell come from the small clearing ahead. The centre of this area, a robed woman with grey cracked skin and red points of light where her eyes should be, waves a wand made of bone in the air.
We should kill that one first.
Yeah.
It
All
would be
aim at
quite
her.
useful, I think, if we could maybe sneak to the edge of the clearing and then do some big cleary spells, perhaps, rather than going in and...
Right, well, those wishing to sneak to the edge of the clearing, give me a stealth roll. I know how awesome you are at that.
Could have been worse.
It might be worse. I need to check a passive perception. Shash, Elian, you're a ranger for God's sake. What the hell is that?
You know how well the D20s love me?
Right, so who was sneaking up first, or is
I will
everybody
sneak
sneaking
up.
as a big group?
Can I sneak up first and take my time so I get my bonus?
Not give me.
You're not getting advantage sneaking in my preferred nature thing.
I don't know. You should know your character.
I'll follow him and flit from bush to bush.
Yeah.
I will attempt to sneak, but as we've seen, it was not a particularly good sneak.
Right, so Kalash, you heading off ahead.
Yeah.
So you arrive there, what, maybe?
About 30 seconds before everyone else.
About
I just need to
30
move
seconds.
half of my movement rate, so, you know.
Just to get the advantage, right? So we'll move these guys back here, and I will... This is what you see before you. Hey, look, Andy, it's a clearing. That looks like it was drawn within 10 minutes of somebody using a...
That's a rather fine-looking clearing, if I do say so myself.
But more importantly, a clearing has no bushes in it.
Yeah. She's surrounded by spectral creatures that flow and ebb.
Oh,
Shit, there's a few of them.
Right, Kalash has arrived quickly. Has arrived first, and you see them first, Shash. Rick, because you are used to summoning such creatures, it looks like those may be spectres.
May I, while I am waiting, use my eye for detail to see if there's anything hidden around here?
Yes? What does that do? Is it just a thing, or do you roll for something?
Our wisdom perception check to spot hidden creatures or objects, or to make an intelligence investigation to check to uncover or decipher clues.
Nothing appears hidden. Now I'm just making you paranoid. Everything is as it appears to be. Right.
Each cube is 5 feet, isn't it? 10.
It is. However, Shash and Etigal, there's a sleight of hand there. Shash steps on a twig and it snaps Earl as he approaches. And then Sengo is making a rustling noise as his we grab. And it looks like it's about to kick off any second. The female creature begins to turn her head. What do you want to do? You've literally got seconds to decide.
Can I create a bonfire 60 feet away from where we are so that they look that way first?
You
It's not the best of speeds.
can. You're still quite far back in the trees, so you haven't come out into the
One.
opening yet.
Wait a minute.
It would only get up to the middle, like middle of the middle. So probably.
Right, she's starting to turn her head. I'm going to ask you what you're going to do. Earl, what are you going to do?
I'm going to use insightful fighting to try and get a sneak attack bonus against that.
Right, can you reach her in one turn? Like,
No, but I don't. I need to make the roll first, just to look at how she is and see if there's a weakness, and then I'll go for her after that, because
all right.
covering that much ground's bad.
She has to make a wisdom saving throw check.
Just going to have a quick check.
Oh, right.
I do a wisdom insight, and she does charisma deception.
She does a charisma. Oh dear, she's not terrible at charisma. That is a 16. Okay, you've insightfully fighted her.
Right, means that I get sneak attack even like all the time.
That's fine. Shash, what are you doing? You're still 20 feet back or so, but to the edge of the forest. But you have snapped on a stick. You can see her enough because you've got marksman. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll shoot her then.
Wow. Okay. No messing for Shash. Go on then. Shoot her. Let there be no. Oh, get lost. There'll be no conversations. Right. You hit doing some damage. She spins around and cries out. Ethical?
Again.
Right.
Yeah, I know you're running, but
I could reach her in one turn. I just need to know if I'll get me sneak attack bonus.
I will go in with you, so we'll both get it.
Right, Dave.
Well, in that case,
right, you rolled the hit with a normal attack, but then rolled the marksman damage, didn't you? Oh no, they were both marksman hits, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Right, you do a lot of damage. Sorry, Andy. Go ahead.
That's fine. Right, I'm going to use. I'm going to dash, which puts me there.
Yeah.
I just needed to check I would get me sneak attack bonus.
No, you wouldn't. You're going past the spectre that'll get a free attack on you.
If you hold your attack until I get there, you will.
Hang on, can you cancel that movement? Sorry, I've done that wrong.
Sengo, what are you planning on doing? Everybody starts firing and rushing forward as you've obviously blown the stealth rolls.
Okay.
While Andy works his movement out.
Right. Well, I'm basically going with Earl in that case.
Okay.
So what am I?
Not a problem. What about you, Sengo? Do you rush forward or do you?
Don't rush forward, but I move forward.
You run out into the.
Yeah, that's right. I can still do it.
And just going to work out range on a javelin.
Have you seen some of these spectre names, man?
Yeah, I was laughing. That's what I was laughing at. My personal favourite being fanciful legwork. Disappointingly fanciful legwork.
So Earl, are you and Etrigal are doing whatever you're doing. We Rab, what you doing? Because everybody's rushing into the.
Yeah. Well, me and Etrigal, when it's mine, I'm just running at her because I need to get it there in a turn.
Right. So you're dashing.
Yeah. And then I'm going to stab her in the face.
I'm just going to move to there.
Yeah. Basically, we're both going to do the same thing.
Right. Horribly. If you use your bonus action to dash, Earl, do you want to move your thingy?
I didn't I? Oh no, I didn't. There you go.
Right, is that using your bonus action to dash?
Yeah.
So you still have your normal sneak attack on her?
Yeah, I get advantage because of.
Yes. This is where you one round my NPC before she goes first in initiative when we get out of this round as well. Right, okay, so remember, you have to hit your sneak attack action first. Andy, you'll get your sneak attack damage as well because you're standing next to Elle.
Chop in. Yes, got it.
So you've done
Does that work? Yeah.
Yeah, and then
targeted.
I'm afraid to ask. So much for incredibly interesting boss fights. Wow.
Is she targeted? Because I can never tell.
I'm just checking for you, my son. I have to open up all of the doodahs.
It is shift and left click to target, isn't it?
Control left click.
Oh, that'll be right.
Shelling's got a targeted.
I've got it.
Sengo's got a targeted.
I've got
a targeted now. And yourself.
Yeah, right. He's done.
I'm going to smash her face in with my dagger of venom.
Yeah, roll your dagger of venom then. Miss. Let me at least cast one spell.
And I'm going to pump her.
No, you hit. Roll your damage.
He sounds so disappointed.
Oh, all the dice, man. Look at all the dice.
Plus, I'm using me dagger of venom's
2d6. Did she get a save or not?
I'm checking now.
Andy, do you want to do yours as well while we're on?
Yeah, I can do.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
DC 15, Constitution.
Oh, man, look at this. Oh, she's not dead. Hurrah. DC 15 Constitution.
Do you mind if I offhand her with my other weapon?
You had to dash for your bonus action, so you can't use your bonus action to attack.
Oh, right. No, that's fine.
Can I have a go now? Do you mind?
No,
is it all right?
Do your DC 15 first.
Save, isn't it? DC 15 save.
Constitution.
So that'll be a 6.
I'll have 2d10. No, go over there, you.
Are you sure that 2d10? That doesn't sound like lightly. I thought it was 2d6. No, 2d10. Bloody hell, man. Earl, knock off 5 more damage. So she's taken 85 damage so far.
Right, how can I do something? No.
What?
No, I'm not allowed.
Sengo, to me in the first.
Sengo, do you want to roll your javelin attack?
I will. Does raging affect the javelin?
It does, yeah. You can rage first. If you hit the little tick box, it'll rage. It just says if you attack, you have to attack. So he's using the attack action with the javelin, as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
Yeah, he's raged. Go on, throw that.
It's a melee.
Get in.
It's all right, because this is just the amuse bouche. He does 7 damage. She's still not dead.
I think the raging, you only get the bonus to the damage roll if it's a melee weapon, but you do have advantage on strength checks.
Right, so yeah, you've moved into a bushway, Rab, is that correct? Yeah.
Yeah, so I can see.
And Rick, are you doing anything as you've run into this clearing?
Well, as everybody else is attacking the wench, I might as well go for the same thing.
That's a surprise. What are you doing with Rab while Rick just starts rolling dice?
Yeah, he will do if he can actually manage to do anything there. I am
I'm going last, right? No, I did ask about the spell here. Why have I moved?
Sengo, you get multi-attack, so you can throw 2 javelins. Just,
Entirely about that.
Right, so Rick, just Eldritch Blast that, go on.
I shall do.
Right, what are you doing there, Weerab?
If I cast Fog Cloud on Kalash and Etrigal, is it going to put the other spectres who are probably going to attack them at a disadvantage to spot them and probably hit them?
Yes.
Right. I cast Fog Cloud on Etrigal and Kalash to hide them.
I may kiss you later.
I might take you out for a pint.
Smooth talking bastard.
It always works.
For some reason, I've got Hex marked as if I've cast it, so I will say that I have cast it.
Right, so your fog clouds, they'll get a disadvantage as well, don't you?
Yeah, but there's a lot more spectres than there are bloody rogues, so...
Oh, shit.
All right, so what radius is a fog cloud?
20-foot radius. You create a 20-foot radius sphere of fog centered at a point within range. So I'm casting it on Etrigal, so it'll cover...
So centered on Etrigal.
Centered in between Kalash and Etrigal.
Right.
Oh, what, like ninjas will run in and stab her and then the smoke bomb's gone off? And then we'll just run away.
There's a fog cloud. Be buggered.
Fucking hell.
That might need to move, actually. So you centered it there. Right, you can't center it on a line because it's a cloud, so it'll have to be there. So everybody's now at disadvantage because there's a fog cloud everywhere.
If you've got advantage and disadvantage, does it just cancel each other out?
It just cancels each other out. But you can't stack. So you can't have 3 advantages and have 1 disadvantage and still be an advantage. So it basically it's just straight rolls.
I can live with that.
All right.
Is that 20-foot radius? Is that right?
Every square's 5?
Yeah, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah,
it sizes it automatically. It should be right. Right. So you fog cloud. Well, jolly good.
It's not darkness.
It's not darkness. You're right. Okay. That is everybody's done something. Right. She goes first.
We're gonna die.
She snaps her fingers. A portal opens and she vanishes.
Does she move to get in the portal?
No, it just forms around her and she just goes poof and disappears. So I will turn her invisible until you find her again. Okay, that is her turn, I think. Yeah. Does she have... No, right. Right, Spoiled Howl. Come charging in and attack. I'll do 1 on Etrigal, 1 on Kalash. So they're at disadvantage, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Welcome. What do I do about the uncanny dodge?
I was just looking at that myself.
It misses.
Oh, well, that's all right.
Shash, you actually go next.
Any sign of this?
No, because there's a fog cloud in the middle of the thing and she's not immediately in sight anywhere else.
Earl, are we going to stand and fight or are we going to disengage?
Let's stab them to death.
If you shoot any of the spectres, Dave, you're at disadvantage, I think. Is what's fog cloud say, Brizzy? It's up to you.
So move up, see if we can get see what's behind this.
Okay, you scoot along the side of the clearing.
Just says the face spreads around corners and the area is heavily obscured. It lasts for the duration or until wind of moderate or greater speed disperses it.
All right.
Doesn't say anything about being a disadvantage or anything, so I just guess you just got to use it like
it counts as heavily obscured.
And I'll let aim at the nearest spectre to me and try and see if I can hit it.
Okay, I need to figure out what the hell heavily obscured is. Let me have a quick search. If anybody else wants to have a quick search while they're on, feel free.
Heavily obscured D&D.
Yeah.
Creatures
Darkness.
essentially suffer from blinded condition when trying to see something in that area.
No, in that case, you can't shoot them, Dave.
Or in lightly obscured, but that's heavily obscured.
Yeah,
So
this is fully obscured, so you can't shoot them, Dave. If you're adjacent to them, you can attack with a disadvantage as per blinded, so you can't shoot.
Okay.
If you'd gone the other way, Dave, there's 3 around the other side that aren't in the cloud.
Rick.
Right. Question on what your ruling would be on this. Dispel magic is choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Could I just cast that to dispel her invisibility, or would I need to know where she was to be able to cast
You
it?
can pick a square, and if she's in it, I will let you roll.
No, that is no.
It's
That
a
would be
game of
very.
battleships.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be very good at battleships, so let's not do that then.
You're not any good at that find the
Magic?
football thing you used to be.
No, not at all. I think I was probably already put off by the word football. Right, I will
How'd
go.
you find her if she's invisible?
No, I've checked. It doesn't do that. So I'm going to move down to there. Then I'm going to target whichever one this is. Teeny.
It's Teeny Winnie.
As a bonus
Ooh,
action, I
Teeny.
will move my hex over to her. Because it's on the way this works.
Right,
Is it's on me, but yeah.
You should. I think I did fancy hex for Rick. Let me have a look. You should.
I think it's already on me, so it will just deal the damage to her.
Yes, you just put the hex effect on
Yeah,
her.
it goes on me, doesn't it? Yeah, when we did it on the video.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, and let's do a fancy spell because I haven't done any. Tasha's Mind Whip.
Oh, you have to use spells that I'd never heard of. Right, you
Yeah.
mind whip it Tasha like?
Yeah.
What the hell does that do?
I'm gonna press attack and see what happens. Fuck off. Right, cast. There we are. Cast.
It
I
failed its save.
failed. That's what happens.
No,
I
it fails its save. It's a save versus DC 12, which it's failed. So you have done that.
So on a failed save, the target takes 3d6 psychic damage. Okay. Can you see those dice?
I can see the dice. Did you click
There they
the
are.
psychic spell?
That's gone to her though. It wasn't meant to. I targeted Teeny.
Yeah. 11 damage to Spectre Teeny. That's right.
Okay.
You do 11 damage to...
My screen had gone back up, and I was doing damage to the other woman. I was like, I haven't. Right. Okay. Yeah. So you got your psychic damage, and on your next turn, it must choose either to have a move, an action, or a bonus action. It only gets one.
Right.
That's it.
Right. Kalash.
I will stab Gross Laughter.
Yeah, you can just about see it in the fog, so you stab with disadvantage.
Kalash, is it worth us shouting to Wayrab to drop the fog?
It might be helping us more than you think. Since
fair enough.
it's flanked, will I get advantage?
No.
No, right.
Right.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
So it's a disadvantage. Don't forget to hit your sneak attack because you stand next to Andy. Have you hit your sneak attack?
One off, thank God.
Yeah.
You missed. You want to have missed with a 2. I'll be most upset if you hit with a 2.
Hey!
Right, you hit it. It goes out. Go on. It's brutally and immediately murdered in one hit.
Got one.
Yeah, one down. Anything else you wish to do?
I'll stealth.
Right, you can do that because it's in fog. Right, Spectre runs out and attacks you, Sengo.
I'm just going to go for a quick whiz.
Crit, Sengo. There's 19 damage. You succeed, so you don't lose 19 hit points permanently. Right, well, that was that Spectre. It was quite disappointing. Sengo, it's your turn. Your heavy Spectre stands in front of you.
What damage is it? Out of interest.
What damage?
Yeah, what type of damage? It's life drain.
It is.
Excellent. Okay, hit it. Smack it.
It will automatically take in the resistance to damage as part of the damage.
Yeah, I noticed it didn't take it in, so I was curious as to what it was.
You smack it about the head with your long sword.
Yeah, I just got to find the ridiculous quantity of bloody weapons in here.
Well, unequip them and then put in combat mode, and it won't show the ones you don't want to use.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Like there's multiple longswords.
Yes, because the Dragon Slayer does an extra 3d6 damage to Dragonkind, it has to have 2 different entries. Okay.
Okay.
Right, and you can either do a normal hit or you can do a mighty strike. The mighty strike is at -5 to hit, which is already figured in, but does an extra 10 damage.
Right, that makes a little bit more sense. That's why I've got 4 longsword.
Because it's only because it's the stupid Dragon Slayer thing. Otherwise, you'd only have to have 2.
Yeah. Okay. Really?
It hits. It's Oh, that footwork was disappointingly fanciful. 9 damage.
Then again,
You've hit now in 2 swings, like more than Craig has in 5 sessions. Because they
I
always.
was looking at that where it looks about 50% misses. 40,
yeah, because
41% misses.
him and Shash always go for Mighty Strike, especially on things with high AC, so they're at -5 to hit. So they like doing the big numbers, but what they don't realise is they just keep missing because of the -5 to hit.
Also, it puts you at armor disadvantage. So.
You do Mighty Strikes on things that are easy to hit or have Fairy Fire on them.
Yeah.
It's good job neither of them can cast Fairy Fire. Oh, hang on. Yes, both of them can. Right, so you strike twice. It's critically injured. These are very, very weak mobs. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
You're second a lot of damage.
Got it?
Yeah.
He did. 8 and a thing. Right, Whimsical Spectre. Has this thing got blind sight? As if it has. No, just dark vision. Right, it's going to run into I'm going to roll a d10. It runs into the fog cloud looking for somebody because it doesn't have blind vision. It goes there and then it goes 6 straight south. So it runs and comes out here. And looks confused as if it's like, hang on, where is everybody? Teeny Spectre, however, can see Rick and charges him.
That's fucking rude.
But that's the one that can only move, he can't attack, isn't that right?
No, you've got a choice. You can either do a move, an attack, or a bonus action.
Yes, well, he's moved to you, so he can't attack.
Okay.
So he gets up in your face. Etergal.
I'm going to stealth, and I shall hold a spell and hold a weapon in the other hand.
Okay. All of the actions, but he's standing still.
Yep, right next to Kalash.
Right, Spectre, gross laugh.
There you go.
30. Is there any need for 30s, for God's sake?
Well, there might be.
Andy, you missed the phrase, do we get a bonus for the fog?
Damn, man.
Can I have advantage because, Rick, it hits you. You successfully concentrate. And you succeed at your saving throw, and you get a large green thumbs up, which makes me no end of happy.
That's the new gadget, isn't it?
We Rab, it's your turn. It's an update to one of the mods I was using, because so you can see who's saved, who's bloodied, who's dead. As you can see, that Spectre is very, very dead.
He's not looking too clever, like.
We Rab.
I am going to hold concentration on the fog.
Right. Well, you do that automatically. You don't have to concentrate. It's just you only have to stay if you drop on it.
Just hang on. Just seeing if what was something for a bonus action. I cast Shillelagh.
Shalala. You've got Guiding Bolt now. You know you can just start nuking.
Have I?
Yeah, you got extra cantrips. Remember, because you leveled up as a druid.
Oh, hang on.
Not Guiding Bolt. That one that
Guiding.
No, that Michael likes to use on his druid. Produce Flame, is it? Or
Burning Hand?
Produce Flame's the offensive one I use.
Produce Flame, yeah. So you don't have to Shalala, you can just blast away now.
Oh, I didn't realise that. Okay, yeah, okay, then I'll hurl some flame.
Yeah, chuck some fire about, mate. Actually, it might do more damage, because you're 10th level now. Chuck some of that fire. Yeah, yours does 2d8 damage. It's hit with 25. Look at that, man. Boom. Now it's on. Right, you produce Flame.
Sweet.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it for now, thank you.
Kraken, new turn. She goes first. She does that. I need to do some doobly-doo. There you go. Oh, that's that. That's the end of Hawthorne.
He's casting Healing Spell as well, what can I say? Yeah.
Yeah, Spectre Spoiled Howl.
Is no more.
No, he's not thinking. He's running into the fog cloud.
Oh.
And I'm going to roll. And he actually manages to end up next to you and Earl. Earl, you were holding an attack, weren't you?
No, I
No.
stealth.
You'd stealth. Andy's got a spell held. You can either have a spell, but if it's a casting spell, you've already cast it, so you lose the spell slot, mind. But if it's a cantrip, you don't.
Right.
So you have to say, I'm holding a Produce Flame, or if you're using, like, if I'm holding a Chromatic Orb, you will have cast the Chromatic Orb to hold it, and it'll only last one turn.
No. There he's. Hang on. Wait a minute. Hold on, my character sheet's gone all funny. Hang on, I'll just close it and open it again. Right. So target them, then I take it.
Yeah.
And it's just the cast, isn't it?
Yes. It failed to save, so you do your whatever, your Acid Splash, 3 damage. We might have to check that because it may get high damage because of your level. It does take a little bit of damage, however. And then it sees you, it howls, and it attacks at disadvantage.
This is where I use me uncanny dodge.
Misses. Shash.
Right, I've got one of the spectres on Rick targeted. I'll let him have the good news.
Are you just shooting loads of arrows, Hawk the Slayer style, into this spectre then?
Doodle-doo-doo-doo.
He drops dead. Arrow in the back of the head, of course, since he's facing away from me.
Of course, yeah. Always in the back of the head, Dave. Right, okay. And is that your turn?
Yeah.
Excellent, Rick.
I don't know if you've got the ability to do this, but my hex should have ended now. Basically, it only stays on the person I originally cast it on, not move it around with a bonus action unless that person is dead. So it should have ended, really.
There you go. I've
Grand.
killed your hex.
Okay. Right, that's fine then. I was like, I will take a swing at it with my magic battle axe instead. That should be still targeted to Tiny.
What? Oh, it's all different at 10th level, isn't it? Look at all these rolls, lads. We've gone from missing everything to totally kicking ass.
And I get another swing.
You had to say it, didn't you?
That's your fault.
Yeah.
Me.
We're back to normal there.
Does anything nasty happen with the one?
It's not Teeny you should be shooting at. Teeny's miles away.
Teeny's next to me.
It's not, is it? It's
Oh, Teeny's who I had targeted. I thought Teeny was the one who charged me.
no, it's Whimsical Snigger's the one that's attacking you. Is that the end of your turn then? Oh,
It is.
it is. Kalash.
How about right? How do I know what I've got targeted? It says gross. I've got targets, whimsical snigger, and
Yeah,
which one are they? Are they both alive that run?
No. One of them's dead. The one with the giant skull on's dead.
Oh, right. I thought that was his face.
No, that means hello. I am dead. I'm very, very dead.
I'm just gonna.
So you can target the other one.
Yeah,
You're right,
and I will roll.
Or you can. You don't have to. You can drag your attacks and just drop it on the token. If you're having problems with targeting, just drag the hit and drop it on the token.
Don't trust that sort of stuff.
It's like you've accidentally dropped it on Andy. Accidentally.
I miss. I hit it with my mace.
Offhand, remember? Did you roll the offhand one?
Mace +1. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And it only rolled once because I didn't click disadvantage again, so I'll roll it again. Yeah, I hit.
You still hit. Go on. All right. So you laying about you with your mace. Go on. We have two rogues. Both have maces.
I'm just checking.
Why not?
Sneak attack. Yeah.
They're using, one's using dagger, one uses short sword, prime your hand, and then offhand they're using maces to batter things with. Well, Andy can't offhand it until he gets the dual wielder feat because he's only away far. He can only main hand his mace at the minute. Right, you hit him with a mace. Well done. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Are you done?
Yes.
Disappearingly fanciful.
Disappointingly fanciful.
Disappointingly fanciful. Attacks Sengo. Bounces off his armor. Sengo,
Yeah, smack it.
you seem to have picked this character up. No problem whatsoever.
I was going to say you're doing very well. It's almost as if you're a doppelganger.
Don't talk to me about doppelgangers. It's a very sore point at the moment.
Yeah, it's so good. You have a movement and another attack. So
Yeah, so close on that.
yeah, and set about it with your longsword.
And another attack.
Oh, taking them down. Okay, is that your turn? It is, isn't it?
That's my turn.
Whimsical. You haven't used your bonus action. You're a berserker, so you can use your bonus action for a third attack if you like.
Okay, why not?
Yeah, Sengo took the berserker feat, so anytime you use the attack action, you can then use your bonus action for an extra attack because he likes lashing. Actually, do you not get more attacks at 10th level? Do you not get 3 attacks? Or is that a different thing I'm thinking of?
Gets 3 attacks.
I know, but one of them's using his bonus action. The multi-attack thing, you have to check. At a certain level, you get an extra attack again. Right, you hit again.
Give us this one. Yeah, give me a quick second.
It should be multi-attack.
Doesn't seem to be one.
No, right. Must be a high level then.
And find the damage. Where is damage?
Yeah, he goes down. It's just a frenzy of anger and
Murder.
yeah. The teeny spectre now comes running forward. It's only a wee thing. It can reach Sengo, so it does, and attacks him. Its teeny little spectre arms and misses. Edgar.
Right. Hang on.
If you stab with your short sword, you can get your rogue attack bonus because you are
Yeah. Wait a minute.
next. But you're at disadvantage to hit, remember, though, because
Yeah.
Percy's blinding everybody. Still hits.
Sexy beast.
Do that snake attack. Look at all those D6s. Right. That one goes down as well, leaving only one Spectre. Super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Is there anything you would like to do now, or are you done?
No, I shall just stay stealthed for the moment.
Right. Our one remaining Spectre. No, gross laughter. Delete him. He is dead.
One remaining one is Teeny.
Yes, he is. It's Fabio.
I'll move so I can get a line of sight, and then I'll flame him.
Flame on. Flame on. So you're literally throwing fireballs out of your palm. Cortland.
At least it was his palm.
7 damage. Oh, heavily damaged. Not bad. It hasn't managed to kill it, but it is now. Okay. And Shash.
I'll target the remaining, what do you call it?
Teeny Spectre.
The teeny Spectre. He's so teeny. In fact, he's so teeny, he shouts, "Oh, teeny!" Yeah, bam. Dead. Straight through the head. Straight through the back of the head. Even though he's facing Sengo, straight to the back of the head. That's your turn.
And I'll move.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'll move there.
Very good. Kalash. Sorry, Rick, and then Kalash.
Hello. Right. Teeny has gone, but the woman's still around, isn't she?
If we can
Just
get rid of the fog
invisible.
cloud, I can spot her. Then I can see invisible.
Right.
How can you see invisible? That sounds like bullshit.
There is a
Well,
spell.
you know, I
but-
said I took the absolute worst rogue subclass.
Yes.
I get. Shut up, kid. I'll slap your dish. Eye for detail says bonus action to make a wisdom possession to spot hidden objects or creatures.
That's hidden. That's not invisible.
Oh,
It's a specific spell, unfortunately.
The way D&D works is they tend to have
Yeah.
very specific one.
Um,
So you can spot Andy, though.
uh,
Are you doing anything then, Rick?
Can I sense if any magic is going off around me in 30 feet?
There is no magic. There's a lot of magic been going on because she's been summoning spirits from beyond, but there's nothing immediately going within 30 feet of
Till
you.
we get... No, right. I am going to move up next to Sicilian then, and then I'll leave it, because there's nothing else I can really do.
Okay, Kalash.
I have abilities. I don't know what they do. Well, I will stealth and head over to this tree, and then I will listen because
Oh,
the spell casting makes noise.
it does.
Some of them.
And I will also look for footprints in the grass, as if someone's standing on a piece of grass,
Okay.
which would be my eye for detail, I believe. Because I'm not
That's
looking
okay.
for. I can't justify that. Sorry, I'll make my perception wisdom.
Unless she's floating or whatever.
That will be fine.
Sengo.
Wait a minute. Perception wisdom. My perception's down under charisma.
Why?
That was different. I never really understood.
Right, well, you can click where it's. You might have clicked it by accident. Where you've got perception.
Yeah, I've done it. Right.
Oh,
I'll
you
do
changed it.
that.
Wisdom. No, it's not good enough. I'm afraid.
All right. so
From where you are,
I'll stay stealth and I'll just watch and
Okay.
listen.
Sengo. You run to there.
I'll just do a. I'll do
Through
a
the fog.
stealth roll.
You know about that. And are you doing anything else?
Nope. I'm stealthily standing there like a prune.
Okay. Are you doing anything else, Sengo?
Nope.
Edigal?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
I'm going to stealth across here
Uh-huh.
and see if I can see anything or hear anything or whatever.
Make your stealthings roll.
Oh, sorry. The stealthing's a roll.
I mean, you are running across open ground, so you're visible from running from the fog cloud to the trees, but then you hide once you're in the tree.
Yeah.
Okay. No, you can't see anything. We are Ab.
I'm so tempted to do reconnaissance by fire with moonfire. Just put it through the trees, see what comes out.
Yeah, just pick a hex. You can attack people that are invisible. You just have to pick a hex and then roll with disadvantage if they're in that hex.
No,
Kill the
I'm
fog
going to
cloud now.
move. I'm going to
Like,
move along through the trees in the bottom, listening to see if I can hear anybody, like the lad said, chanting or anything like that.
Okay.
Casting
It
spells.
turned into a turkey smeller.
No sound.
So what will I roll for that?
Perception.
Perception.
Are you trying to spot what may be an invisible person that is as far away as possible? No, it's not good enough, I'm afraid. Right. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Are you keeping fog cloud up?
No, I'll let it go.
Are you going to sing the song to let it go? Is that the trigger?
Let it go.
Right, the fog cloud disappears. Finally, Viantha Cruel Hex actually gets to do something, and she's been made invisible. She saw Andy running at the trees, so she has him targeted because it's not a direct melee attack, and she also has Sengo targeted. She casts a spell.
She's over here, lads. This is gonna hurt.
Right, article failure. Sengo, you are successful.
Oh, right.
Andy, a crown of runes appears around your head, and your best friend Viantha is being attacked by a bunch of bandits. You have to kill them all to save her.
Where are they?
That's them there, those evil bastards Sengo and Shashalin and the others. She's cast Crown of Madness upon you, you bastards. And then she gets to move because Sengo said, so she's going to go on to 3, 4, 5, 6. And that is her turn. Shashalin.
Just out of curiosity, is she, unlike a Klingon D7, and she can cast while invisible?
No.
Or she got to like decloak sort of
She's
thing?
got a decloak. It's only greater invisibility that lets you cast one.
How can you attack an area?
You should be able to see her now.
Yep.
On right hand corner.
Shash looks desperately left and right.
Yeah, that's target shooter. Then I'll have a trying to find the weapons page.
What the hell's to find? It's on your actions tab at the top. You can even put the shortcuts on your bar if you don't even want to open your character sheet to just shoot the people.
Okay.
Well, that's going to hit then, isn't it? Right, you shoot her and kill her. Right, Edigal gets a gleam of madness in his eyes. He runs towards Sengo shouting, "Come here, you bastard, I'm going to kill you!" And then, Andy, you are suddenly yourself again. Shashalin, how do you kill this?
In the head.
Poor necromancer who
Back of the head.
never had a chance. You shoot her in the back of the head and she falls dead to the ground.
You look round, never turn the back of your head to him.
Never ever turn your back on Shashalin. Right. She lies dead on the ground.
I
She
should
might
go
make
over
a
and have a
handy
look.
snack for our new mistress.
I'll move over and hack the body into small, easily movable chunks.
Soon as I've loaded it, be my guest. Is she carrying anything?
She's carrying way too much. She has a bone wand, but it does not appear to be magical. More of a focus than anything else. And the rest of her stuff lies in rags and tatters.
Can I take the bone wand?
You can, yeah. It looks like it was carved out of the arm bone of a small person.
Right.
That dwarf.
Hang on. What's she called?
Viantha. Viantha Cruel Hex. Cruel Hex, what a name. Unconscious, invisible. Well, she was invisible, now she lies dead before the mighty folk. Like I said, because she seems to be a raised creature herself, she doesn't seem to be carrying any treasure. She just has the bone wand. It doesn't detect magic.
Yeah.
As such, Rick. It just seems to be a focus for the awful necromantic magic she was preaching.
That's all right. I'll use it as a toothpick.
Yummy.
As long as it's not a gnomish bone.
It's a small person bone. It could be. You can roll a medicine check.
Right. That'll be the medicine app. Have I got medicine app? Probably have. I have. Yeah, right.
Literally no idea.
Yeah,
because you've got the med kit. You run around and medicine people.
Yes. But not her.
It's
going to be really hard because I'm going to take the axe, cut her head off, cut her legs off, cut her arms off, take her head away.
Scoop her into a sack. And Andy, your acid splash should be doing 2d6 now because you're uber level boy.
All right. Give it to the dragon. You might like it as a memento.
There you go. Probably the same with Fireball. You have to keep an eye on stuff like that because it goes up as your level. Yeah, at 5th level, 2d10.
Aye, right, hang on. I'll just check if there's any others.
Bloody arcane rogues, man, with their millions of cantrips. Yeah, your Fireball's already been done.
Firebolt. Poison spray?
Yeah, I've updated that one. Right, so you chop the body up in bite-sized chunks and load it into an old sack or something. And Andy grabs the bone wand. Is there anything you wish to do? You can feel the oppressive death magic's faded now, so you shouldn't run into any more wandering packs of undead on the way back to old Norborn's lair.
Can we move over and just scrub out that summoning circle just in case?
Yeah, absolutely. You just kick dirt over
Kick
it.
a bit of dirt and that. Hey.
and destroy that permanently.
No, I'm happy to just head back to the dragon.
Anyone else?
Well, fine by me.
No, let's go see the boss.
Are there any? Ask the ranger. Are there any other tracks around here leading in other directions?
Luxie?
No, there's nothing. There's no other tracks or dangers apparently nearby.
I guess that's as far as we know. May as well go back to the dragon.
Yeah, makes sense.
Right. You head back to the dragon. You arrive at the cave. The druids greet you, dance and frolic happily. We haven't seen any undead in an entire day, because remember, it takes you a day or so to get there. I take it that you were successful.
Oh, they've started again.
Surely she knew that we would be.
She was busy picking the lottery numbers.
Go on, one again.
Yeah, where do you think that huge pile of treasure comes from? The Leylon lottery is out on a Wednesday and a Friday.
And she's Mystic Meg.
Yeah. So you are shown again back through the chambers across the slime pool, where you are covered with water and you are taken before Claugalathanamatar, Old Norbone.
Bless you. Oh.
She says, I haven't seen undead for an entire day. I assume that you have been successful.
I think so.
Yep.
Then...
You even have a sack.
Oh, really? Please do show. Just empty the sack with dead body parts out on the floor.
No. Just reach into the sack and pull out the prime dead body parts like the head. And...
Filthy beast. Pleased it's gone. Obviously, Mako has been attempting to weaken me for some reason. Still, however, although you do look delicious, I believe we had an accord, so what would you have me scry for? Any questions you would like, I will do my best to answer them. Kalash, we have to tattoo.
Yes.
This would be delightful.
I am excited already.
What would you have me scry for?
The threats facing Leylon?
She says, very well, I can do that. Is there anything else, or is just that specific task?
Say nothing.
Want to scry to see what we can you do something more like what we could do about it, or what our best options are?
Absolutely. She says, let me have a look, and she like leans in forward and puts a claw, waves her claws, Mystic Meg style, over the top of the appropriate crystal ball, because she has several different types, and it begins to swirl with mist, and she's like, I can see clearly the fog is lifting. All right, love, you don't have to give us the spell, do you know what I mean? She says,
No,
I see.
Part of it.
She stops and ties like a gypsy headband round, and I spy two armies marching upon Leylon, the Storm Lord and from the Death Lord. They seek something in Leylon that was lost and has been refound. But first, Leylon is attacked by a dragon, a great bronze dragon. And then she sort of zooms in, and there's a thing through. It's at the Shrine to Bahamut. Now, you do know that bronze dragons are generally considered good creatures. And she looks in the ball and she says, it's at the Shrine to Bahamut.
The thing that has been lost.
This creature, he is not himself. I knew him once long ago, an ancient bronze dragon known as Lamarus. He will attack Leylon, and he will destroy it if he is not stopped.
Are we able to ask her questions as she scries?
She says, yes.
What is can you see the item?
I cannot. I know that both sides seek it, but a lot of the specifics have been blocked by either the Storm Lord or the Dark Lord. This is why I could not determine the location of the necromancer that was bringing the undead.
How could we stop the bronze dragon without killing him if you said he's not himself? Presumably he's possessed or something.
That, I'm afraid, I can't tell you. It seems to be one of the things that are blocked. You'll notice on the map I have revealed the Shrine to Bahamut.
Could you tell me how the Zentrum will betray me?
She says, well, there's an entire handbook on that, I'm afraid.
I'm aware of this. A quick rundown of likely ways it will happen would be
you may be stabbed in an alley. The paymaster's taking 10% of the top of your wages.
No, I just figured that would be awesome. It's like, and now why aren't you standing on that trapdoor? No reason.
If the Zentarum betray you and attempt to kill you, I will say that you have foresworn it. You've forsworn.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
So it looks like it's back to well, I will say to you, is there anything we can do to prepare for these fights?
She says, well, I'm not going to tell you how to kill a dragon now, am I?
I said,
Then she looks almost like humorously at you.
well, I mean also the armies, not just the dragon, obviously. I don't say obviously to her.
She says, Ullrun Mortis has been attempting to resurrect the dragon known as Ebon Death. This is all part of his plan. At first, he needed a dragon spirit. There was one that was freed at Dragon Barrow, apparently by some adventurers, that has been co-opted into his plans. And she looks knowingly about the room.
That was us.
She says, but the biggest obstacle to him resurrecting Ebon Death is he needs the corpse of an undead dragon. I mean, where is he likely to get the corpse of a dead dragon just lying about on the Sword Coast?
No idea. Never seen one of those.
The ice dragon that
we have, bud.
The ice dragon, I presume.
Yes.
You know this dragon spirit that we left. This is out of game. Was I here for that?
I think that was just before you joined. When Sengo got his Dragon Slayer sword, they went into the Dragon Barrow. It was embedded in the skull of a dragon. I think you were there for the second half.
Yeah, I was there, yeah.
You pull the sword free, like another well-known sword from an object that has to be pulled free, Sengo. The dragon skeleton animated, which you handily slew, and then the spirit of Azdraka apparently vanished, never to be seen again, although apparently he's turned up. And then they'd had a vision of a bunch of people that they'd betrayed on top of the keep. Some guy had come through a portal, read a powerful scroll, reanimated what they'd left of the dragon, because they partly skinned it and partly took its teeth, you know, the usual things you take out of dragons. And then he took the corpse of the dragon and the remains of the betrayed people back through the portal with them. But nobody ever thought that would come back to bite them on the ass.
It'll have our job. I've got most of its teeth.
Yeah.
Give us a nasty suck, though.
You're standing there like just covered in love bites.
Let me gum you one more time.
She says
dental work.
Everything comes to a head. So, to be honest, the best thing you can do is try and deal with Lamoureux somehow at the Bronze Shrine. But if Ullrun Mortis succeeds in resurrecting Ebon Death using Azdraka's spirit and Cryovane's body, that you will have to deal with on your own.
Right,
it's a powerful undead dragon.
Sounds like we're back to Leylon to go and investigate the Shrine of Bahamut and then perhaps see what's going on for it.
But apparently those slain in death do not hold the living that killed them responsible for their actions and don't seek revenge. And then you look and you realise she's being sarcastic about it. It all seems tied up with you lot, really, doesn't it? That is where we will live at night. You'll head back to Fanland and you'll hear the great news that there's something going on with an adult bronze dragon further up the coast.